Hello students of class 7. The other day we had already started the poem Nicholas Nye, and in this poem we have already seen that Nicholas Nye is a donkey who lives in a meadow where many kinds of plants, flowering plants grew there, and the poet used to spend his time on the orchard wall, and the poet gives a very detailed description of the donkey, that it is more than 20 years old, it is lean, gray in color, then it is lame of leg, and also it would munch the thistles, and what kind of thistles, which were thorny, purple in color. All these things we have already known in the first half of the poem. Now we come to the next stanza. Alone with his shadow, he would drowse in the meadow. So now we come to the place where the donkey is standing, that is in the meadow. So alone with his shadow. So the poet finds that the donkey does not have any companion. The only companion is his own shadow. Drowse in the meadow. Feeling drowsy means what? Feeling sleepy in the meadow. So in a sense, this line tells us about the boredom. Okay, that is the donkey feels that its life is very dull and uninteresting in that way. Again, as I said in the previous class, that whether the donkey feels like that way, we don't know, but it is what the poet feels that way, that the poet thinks that the donkey feels that way. Lazily swinging its tail. So every action of its, alone with his shadow, he would drowse in the meadow. That is, it just like the poet is in a half sleepy state, even it appears to the poet that even the donkey is also in a half sleepy state. It feels sleepy, and because it lazily swinging means moving it to and fro, so it lazily swings its tail. That is, it is very it finds its life very dull. He does not have any companion as such, and nothing in that way. At the break of day he used to bray. At the break of day means dawn, that is before sunrise. Bray means the call of the donkey. So the donkey used to call. And how? Not much to hearty and hail. Not much to hearty and hail. That is, the donkey used to call at dawn, but it did not have that healthy call. That is, hale and hearty means being in good health. Okay, so what the poet means here, it's very dispirited. It's not at all a lively call. It appears that the donkey is kind of unhealthy, sick in that way. But a wonderful gumption under his skin. So under his skin, and a clear calm light in his eye. So what these two lines shows us, that the poet not only closely observes the donkey, but he also points out at the special quality of the donkey which attracts his attention. He says the donkey has the gumption. Gumption, I think it's written in your book, the meaning, that is the courage or the boldness. That is, he says that, but a wonderful gumption under his skin. Under his skin means it has the courage. Okay. And a clear calm light. Calm means a peaceful. So there is a very though it's very old, but still it has not lost its courage or boldness in it, completely. And there is a peaceful light in its eyes. That is, its eyes are still, you can say bright in that way, but please don't write bright. There is a peacefulness in its eyes, and once in a while he would smile. Would Nicholas Nye? So why the poet is talking of this gumption? Why does the poet use the word gumption, or which means courage or boldness? Because though it is very old, okay, more than 20 years old, that is 20 years is quite means an age for a donkey. So therefore it's old, it's lame of one leg, due to age it's bending down, it's lazily swinging its tail, and due to old age, when it calls out, it is not very hale and hearty. Maybe it's not very not very healthy or lively in that way. That is, despite everything, the donkey still has the courage to smile. That is, it still has that spirit in it. So what the poet means why the poet points out this, that old age has not taken away everything from the donkey. That spirit, that courage, that boldness is still there in the donkey. So yes, would Nicholas Nye seem to be smiling at me? So when the poet looks at the donkey, it appears to the poet that as though the donkey is smiling at him. He would, from the bush in a corner. So it's standing near the bush. Remember, we have already got the description of the bush in the corner of May, as I have already said. Bony and ownerless. Bony is very thin. That is, it has become so old that even the bones are visible. Okay. Ownerless. That is, the donkey doesn't have any owner. And widowed and worn. Widowed is, it does not have any companion as such. Okay. Widowed here means no companion. Worn. Worn means it is very tired, exhausted. Noble need. Noble need means twisted legs. Lonely. Lonely is lonely, alone. And grey. Grey, we have already come across grey in color. And over the grass would seem to pass. And over the grass means, meadow means, you have the grass. So over the grass would seem to pass neath the dark, deep blue of the sky. So the donkey would stand there all day, and you have, means it had the, it would stand in the open place, and it had the deep dark blue sky above. Okay, neath means beneath, under. Okay, so he would be passing his day by standing under the deep dark blue sky. And the next two lines are very significant. Something much better than words between me and Nicholas Nye. So these two words show that there was a kind of an emotional bonding between the kind of a friendship between the poet and the donkey, which naturally the donkey could not express it in words, but it was something which the poet understood, and that way there was a bond between each other. So it could be that both the poet and the donkey, they were both lonely. so they could understand the pain of loneliness. Okay, and in that way they developed a bond, or they developed a friendship with each other. There was a sort of understanding between each other. But dusk would come in the apple boughs, so we can understand it was an apple orchard. Okay, apple boughs means branches. Dusk means after sunset, just after sunset, that is the daylight is still there. Okay, that is dusk, dawn dusk in that way. But dusk would come in the apple boughs. Boughs means the branches, the long branches of the apple trees. The green of the glowworm shine. So dusk means when the sun has already set and there is a very faint light still there. Okay, it's not totally dark. So in that light, you could see the light of the glowworm. Glowworm is a kind of insect which produces a green light from its tail. The birds in the nest would crouch to rest. Crouch means, to curl up. Okay, to bend low, and that is, in one sense, the birds have already gone back to their rest and they are taking rest in the nest. That is, they go to sleep in the nest. And I would trudge home to mine. I would trudge means walk with, in a very tired manner, weary steps. Okay, walk with weary steps. So that is, this line also shows that the poet is not only companionless, just like the donkey, the poet's life is also very dull and boring, and maybe that is the reason why he sort of identifies himself with the donkey. And there in the moonlight, dark with the dew. Moonlight is now, it was dusk and now it's completely dark. So the moon has come up, okay, and the sky. Dark with dew. Dew is the small drops of water which we can see on the, which settles on the leaves and leaves of the plants and trees in that way. So, and there in the moonlight, dark with dew, asking not wherefore nor why. That is, the Nicholas Nye, when everybody goes back, even when the poet goes back, he does not, he's not curious about the poet anymore. Okay, asking not wherefore nor why, would brood like a ghost. Brooding means when you're deeply thinking about something. Okay, maybe there is something which is worrying you, so thinking in that way. Brood like a ghost and still as a post. Old Nicholas Nye. So what do we do? That means the birds are going back, have gone back to their nest and they are taking rest. That is, they have gone to sleep. Even the poet goes back to his home with weary steps, and the poet has also fallen asleep. So is Nicholas Nye still awake? No, he is also sleeping. And as we know, why still as a post? It's not moving because it has also fallen asleep. And we know that horses and donkeys, they also stand. They remain standing even while sleeping. So that's why it is still like a post. Okay. So it appears to the poet that it is maybe it is deep in thought. That is why it is still like a post. When actually it is sleeping. It has also gone to sleep. And why is he saying ghost? Because when it's all dark and when when the poet sees the Nicholas Nye from a distance, it appears to him like a ghost. So this was the explanation of the poem. Hope you have understood it. Thank you, students.